See all these lanterns up here.
Okay.
By the way, we are currently just riding through some residential
Yeah.
little areas on the outskirts. So it's not really the outskirts, to be honest. We're still quite deep in Hanoi.
Kind of lost.
Yeah, but it's kind of nice to explore these little
No, it is. I like
alleyways. There's something that confuses a lot of people, you know, and that is the similarities between the cultures in Vietnam and China and Japan and Korea and all these places.
I remember you, you lift my spirit, with you high is all I'm feeling, remember how we felt alive.
You know, it's actually quite difficult for people to know the difference when it comes to, like, why do we have these lanterns hanging here? Don't
Sure.
Japanese people do the same thing and Chinese people do the same thing?
Can you get down there?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I have no idea where I'm going, but it looks like fun. But I think a lot of people don't actually know that they even share the same writing system.
Sure. This is a very weird neighborhood.
It is.
Anyway.
And there's the bridge that we're supposed to cross over there. So we're kind of heading in the right direction, but I feel like we'll have to double back.
Great.
Anyway.
You're a great leader. just like Ho Chi Minh.
How about you just go very quietly and straight so the milk dogs don't attack us?
Yeah, that's kind of got my attention as well. Oh, is that like a milk chicken? Look at that thing. It's freaking huge.
It is huge. Can we go down
Take
here?
a bite out of that.
Let's try. Anyway, these countries, because of their location geographically, actually all used to share the same language. Maybe you could talk a little bit about that.
Well, written language, yeah. So basically the Oracle Bone Chinese script that you guys know about, you know, where basically these dudes were like, let's make a writing system, and they made all these like characters and stuff. That was the writing system that was used even, you know, spreading across all of China, Vietnam, like where we are now.
Yeah.
That's like a little baby dog. And Japan and Korea, they all use Chinese characters, and that's why today when you look at, you know, Japanese writing, they still retain many of the characters. I believe they still use up to 3,000 of them.
Yeah, the kanji is basically the same as traditional Chinese characters,
right?
More or
And
less.
so when we're riding around Vietnam, we still see a lot of Chinese characters on buildings, which means those buildings have to be older than 1890, because I believe that's when they changed over to a romanization system to promote literacy, which it worked actually. Even though a lot of people were still illiterate, it was much better after they switched over to a romanized system. And it makes sense. I have this theory that I would have learned Vietnamese a lot faster than Chinese because I can read all the signs. I might not know what it means, but I can read the letters, right?
Yes, so then you can start to figure out the sounds, you know?
Right. But anyway, hey, your theory might be working. You think so?
Yeah, I think we're gonna get there, dude. Let's just keep going.
Anyway.
But the thing is, Koreans as well used to use Chinese characters.
And they can still read it. They still learn the script in school.
They were reading my T-shirts in Koreans at the hotel. And then the Emperor of Korea one day said, you know, screw this, we need our own writing system. And so the modern Korean that you see today, you know, was manufactured based off of Chinese characters.
A little fun fact.
Yeah.
South Koreans can read Chinese because they have to learn it, right?
Right.
As a part of like ancient Korean class, more or less. And they also study Chinese. Whereas if you ask a North Korean person to read it, they wouldn't be able to because they completely adopted the Hangul system.
I gotcha. That's kind of interesting.
Just a little fun fact since North Korea is in town.
Yeah, that's right. North Korea is in town.
Kim Jong-un's currently on the train.
Yeah.
Right now. Literally on the train.
Yeah, on his way.
Let me go say hi.
It's kind of interesting, yeah.
Nah, I don't want to say hi.
We got to get up on that Xingqiao over there, so we're going to have to make a little a little thing.
Go ahead.
Obviously, we should have probably gone straight up there, but let's see if there's a way.
I mean, we've literally done no distance because we keep going through these little things. But it's cool. It's cool.
Yeah. Okay. So in order to get on this bridge, we're just gonna have to go back where we just came from.
Okay. Great. That's awesome.
Yeah. There's no on ramp or up ramp or whatever.
There's got to be a way to go left up.
No, I know how to get up there.
You do?
Well, let's go down here. It looks more interesting.
Great. Here we go. Let's get more lost.
Anyway, the thing is, a lot of the holidays are the same as well. So you know, you've got Tet over here.
We just finished Tet, right?
Yeah, and that's pretty much the Spring Festival, the Chinese New Year Spring Festival. Oh.
What? Holy crap. I have all my computers and shit.
That's not going to affect anything.
Okay.
I feel like I'm going the wrong way on a one-way road.
I think you are.
Let's go slowly then. Yeah, see, that's how we're going to get up. It's okay, other people are going this way too.
Okay.
So yes, you see, we even see like the pig symbols around here for Year of the Pig.
Yep.
You know, it's the same culture, just like it's a branch, you know. They branched off and did their own thing.
Sure.
And you see a lot of similar festivals and traditions in Japan and Korea that you find in China.
Of course, they all have their own, but there are very many shared ones.
Yes, that's kind of what I'm getting at here. It's kind of like in Europe, many European countries celebrate Christmas or some kind of derivative of Christmas.
Right.
You know what I mean?
So let me throw another little insight in here.
Yeah.
From the people I've been speaking to, there's a problem that Vietnamese people have with this.
Yeah.
Because when you're occupied for 1,000 years, of course something's gonna rub off on you, right?
Yeah.
So when China was in here for 1,000 years, but they don't like that. That's like a part of history that they're not super cool with.
I gotcha.
So they want their own identity, and of course they have their own stuff going on, right?
Yeah,
their
of
own
course
language
they
and
do.
all that kind of stuff. But anyway, they really promote, the government really promotes this cultural identity that's very different than China. And so you have like women that will, you know, celebrate and get dressed up in the Vietnamese robes, which are quite different than Chinese ones.
They are.
And really just promote this local culture with local music, and they're really trying to promote the minority culture, like in the mountains and stuff here, because that's what makes them different from China in a way. Weirdly enough, China
look,
has
more
dogs. Look at those dog
meat.
heads.
Yeah.
Dog sausage.
Yeah, I don't like that. Anyway, let's talk about that later.
Anyway,
yeah,
that kind of stuff. They're really trying to promote the idea that Vietnam is a completely different place, right?
Right.
So it's kind of interesting. I think all countries go through this. Look at freaking America, right?
Yeah, trying to be different from the UK.
Of course, very similar to the UK. I mean, we're like brothers. They made the country, right?
Yeah.
Here we go in the comments. You don't understand anything about the revolution. Anyway, you weren't there either, so shut up.
Yeah. I mean, look, honestly, the whole point of this video is just to answer some questions that I get, because people they are ignorant about, you know, the differences between the cultures. This is where we go.
Yes.
Over here. Okay. Are you all right there?
I am.
Cool, let's go to the Xingqiao. It's up there.
Okay.
Guess we got to go up that ramp.
Xin chào means hello in Vietnamese. That's why Winston is making this joke, which probably makes no sense. It also means new bridge in Chinese.
New bridge, yeah.
What a headache I've got. I just wish my internet was unblocked. But I took VPN. That's all it'll take.
Thank you to NordVPN for sponsoring this episode, because what you can do with NordVPN is unblock all those websites. But more importantly, if you're not in China and you do have access to the free internet, you're still open to all kinds of vulnerabilities and things like that. So using a VPN means that your data is safe, no one can take it from you, and no one can see what you're doing online. Also, I use it to shop around for plane tickets. You can get cheaper plane deals if you hop around different countries from their very convenient list of countries to choose from. And you can have the peace of mind that your connection is not only secure, but you can actually access things in other countries that you might not be able to access, like Netflix. Say you want to use Netflix in a country that doesn't have it, or you want to see certain TV series that are blocked or not available due to copyright issues, you can actually use NordVPN to go to that country and kind of pretend like you're there and see all that content. So don't forget to use nordvpn.com/ADVChina for a massive discount and 1 month free. Thank you.
Yeah, to be fair, this is probably quite an old bridge, but I just like to call it a
This is a
Xingqiao
Lao
anyway. Lao Chao, yeah. Yeah, I guess we're going up there.
Okay.
The whole point is, a lot of people are ignorant. It's just basic lack of knowledge. They just don't understand.
Right.
So,
right.
A lot of my friends, you know, I got back from China one time, and they were like, how's life over there in Japan? I'm like, no, I'm not in Japan. You know?
I had people ask me how's Tokyo, and I'm like, well, I haven't been there yet.
And other people that thought Hong Kong was part of Japan, or it's not out of malice. It's just a lack of knowledge,
it's not.
And that's what we're here for, is to help people understand. So many of these Asian cultures out here do share common roots, and they do share the same holidays and traditions, and that's why you see the same sort of things everywhere. So I hope that answered some questions for you guys, and you got to see some fairly interesting stuff.
That guy was screaming at us, by the way.
He can scream only once.
I think he was on drugs. Anyway, I wanted to say one last and final thing, is that one thing I think Asian people in general are better at is being okay with the fact that the outside world doesn't really know the difference. They get a lot less angry than I think a lot of other cultures do. How dare you get that wrong? You know, that's not us. Maybe do your research first.
I think you're living with your head in the clouds, dude. How many how many times a day do we get this, like, you will never understand our China? You
That's
get out of here with your
because we're supposed to be
lens.
experts. I'm literally just saying, like, a person in America who meets someone who's let's say someone's traveling from Vietnam, and they say like, "Oh, how's Hong Kong?" or something. I don't think they're gonna get mad. I really don't think so. They don't expect a whole lot. Think about this. You go meet a Chinese person, they're like, "Oh, where are you from?" "Oh, China." "Oh, where in China?" "Oh, you probably don't know. Guangzhou." Like, they don't expect you to know anything.
Right.
You know, that's my point.
Okay. Well, I'm still a little confused as to where you're going with that, but I kind of get it in a way.
You better get it. You better get it. Three off this Xin Chao.
So, anything you'd like to tell our subscribers before we sign off?
Whether you like to get yelled at by druggy weirdos that can't afford a bike, or you you appreciate the glorious differences of all these cool countries that we go through. Doesn't really matter, because I want you to go downstairs and write. What are some of the misconceptions you had about different Asian countries? I'm actually quite curious. And give us a like if you liked the video, and subscribe if you want to see more like this.
Yes, and whether or not you enjoy riding over these bridges with all the chaos and the scooters piled 3 people high, you know, or you enjoy sitting in your lovely warm living room or computer room watching us on a screen while eating a handful of snacks of your choice and drinking a nice hot cup of coffee or a cold beer, we love you all the same. So until next time, you know the drill. As always, stick around for some more adventures, you know, and stay awesome.
Thank you so much, guys. Don't forget, every single Monday at 1 p.m. EST, you can watch ADVChina. You can watch me every single Wednesday at 1 p.m. EST, Lao86. And right below that, you can watch SerpentZA just in time for a beer on Friday at 1 p.m. EST.